right, I call this meeting to order. The Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, January 23rd, 2020, regular meeting. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson.
Here.
Freeholder Granados.
Here.
Freeholder Hudak.
Present.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Here.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
Here.
Freeholder Staten. Freeholder Williams.
Here.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
Present.
And Chairman Mirabella.
Present.
Chairman, you have 8 freeholders present.
Thank you. Can you please lead us in the prayer and the salute to the flag?
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Mr. Clerk, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting with the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstances, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2020 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Freeholders may I have a motion to approve the communications.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Granados and seconded by the Vice Chairman. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
Yes to all abstaining.
No, we're just
sorry,
doing
sorry.
the communications.
Oh, I'm sorry. Aye. Sorry.
First meeting of the year. It's a rough start.
Freeholder Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
Yes.
And Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative for the communications.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. May I have a motion to approve the minutes, the December 5th agenda and regular meeting, and December 19th agenda and regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Kowalski and seconded by Freeholder Granados. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak.
I will abstain to the minutes of December 19th regular meeting only. Aye to the rest.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
Aye to December 5th, both meetings, and abstaining from December 19th, both meetings.
Freeholder Williams.
Aye to all.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
On December 5, both the agenda and the regular abstain, and yes on the December 19th of the agenda and the regular.
And Chairman Mirabella.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 7 votes in the affirmative with 1 abstention for the meeting minutes of the December 5th agenda and the December 5th regular meetings and the December 19th agenda setting session minutes. For the minutes of the December 19th regular meeting, you have 6 votes in the affirmative with 2 abstentions.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The meeting is now open to the public for the purpose of commenting on a resolution being offered for adoption only. Kindly state your name and town of residence for the record and the resolution to which you are referring to, and adhere to the 5-minute time limit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board. Bruce Patterson, Garwood. Just moving along on page 2, number 63 near the top. It's approving a plan amendment to the 457B deferred compensation plan. If somebody could elaborate on that, please. Page 3, number 73, number 74, And the one on 75 on the next page, just an overview. You know, $4.6 million you're giving for a year for various agencies for services to residents 60 years of age and older or their caregivers. Another one's $280,000 for some kind of respite care services to unpaid caregivers. That kind of sounds like entertainment. And the 75 is $100,000 for services for the 60 years of age and older and their caregivers. I mentioned this at the swearing in, but I mean, these meetings are now so close together you can't Oprah to find out what it is. So for public transparency, for those watching and also here in the audience, could you please give me a detailed breakdown of what these numbers are, who's getting what? Because it's very important to be transparent with the public. And that's a lot of money. You're talking about $5 million you're handing out. Page 4, on the bottom, 80 and 81. These are for election services, and they're 2-year groupings. I don't remember if they were always 2 years, but I was just wondering, why aren't they 1 year? And does that mean that now you're going to be encumbering this money this year, even though it's going to be spent next year? Page 5, number 83 near the top. T&M Associates is getting $30,000 for workplace compliance. I've seen this on the agenda over the past couple of years, but I just want to point out that T&M has donated in 4 years $110,000 to the Freeholders campaigns and their cronies campaigns. Pay to play is seriously needed. Number 89 on the bottom, it looks like $160,000. I thought I saw $200,000 on the rough agenda, but anyway, $160,000 to WSP for Union County Truck Mobility Study. And yes, I was here when you explained, Deputy Assistant Wagner explained what that's about. I mean, it's a grant monies, obviously. I mean, it's not coming directly out of our pocket, but it just seems like it's frivolous. What happened to the other $40,000? I thought it was $200,000. Page 6, number 96, Neglia Engineering, administration, inspection, and design services, $285,000. Just point out, they've donated $19,000 in 4 years to the Freeholders campaigns and their cronies. Page 7, this is interesting, number 100. It looks like you're starting off $20,000 you're giving to a legal firm called Raynone, Coughlin, and Mincello of Islin. And I just want to bring up that name Coughlin. I'm sure, does everybody know the Craig Coughlin in this as a partner? Does everybody know? I'm sure you do. Nobody's going to shake their hand. I don't know if you're afraid to admit it or not. But anyway, Craig T. Coughlin is Assembly Speaker. Something seems like there's a direct conflict here because the Assembly is the next level up government from the Freeholders, and I can't see why you're giving them money and somebody else that's not intricately involved in these governmental levels right above you. I think you should probably pass on that one and find somebody else. Number 103 on page 7. Internal position control schedules, and I've asked, whenever this comes up, I've asked, and I'll probably over it maybe, but just an overview from Attorney Barry, I guess normally gives the overview, but anyway, so just something, we'd like something like that. So, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Patterson. We will start with, I believe you said 63, and invite Director Taylor to come up to give some thoughts on that.
Through you, Chairman. The 457B plan is a non-qualified tax advantage deferred compensation plan, and the plan amendment essentially allows plan participants to access funds, vested funds, consistent with IRS safe harbor rules.
Thank you, Director. Director Anderson, can you speak on these three, please? 73, 74, 75.
Absolutely. So for 73, the $4.6 million, the county only
pays 1.6. The remainder is from federal and state funding. This is a part of our needs for the most vulnerable population, which is our aging adults, seniors. We provide wraparound services for that most vulnerable population. So that's home health aid, there's meals, there's other things that goes through it. So that is why that program is done. It is a 3-year contract. We support programs like Jewish Family Services, a lot of local organizations that have the skill set to serve the population. 74 is 100% state funded. It is $280,000. So if you're working with your seniors that's frail and vulnerable, and you're doing it 24/7, you're working with the disabled population, this funding allows for that person is the primary caretaker to take a vacation or take a break. It's respite, gives them time away from their home to maintain their sanity and to continue to pay care for their loved ones. 75, also, it's this one is also based on our gap resources. It's working with our senior population. We identified that this is another funding for the older and their caretakers, but it's other resources. For example, I have my list. We served about 140 families with this funding, and it's in-home care. So in-home services for that population. And these are the low-income seniors that are receiving Social Security disabilities. So.
Okay, thank you very much, Director. County Clerk, can you comment on 80 and 81, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Through you, we have in the past exercised an option for 2-year contracts with election services. Actually, it's more cost efficient. We have quotes for this year for the primary, the general, and any special elections that might take place, as we do for next year.
Okay, thank you very much. And Deputy County Manager, if you can speak on 89.
I think I understand what the questions were. If I missed something, please let me know. But yes, the original award was $200,000. There's an administrative component that goes along with the award, and I respectfully disagree that it's a frivolous grant. It's imperative that we keep our residents safe when they're operating their passenger cars on the same roadways with trucks.
Okay, thank you very much. And County Manager Oatman, can you speak on the internal position controls 103?
Yes, Chairman, that involves one position in the Department of Economic and Community Development.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wishing to speak on agenda items only? Okay. Then I will ask for a motion to adopt resolutions 2020-60 through 2020-127. Moved by Freeholder Granados, seconded by Freeholder Hudak. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll. So I'm getting both of you guys at the same time.
It's the first meeting.
We'll work it out. Work out the kinks. All right, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Freeholder Garrettson.
Aye. Oh. I said it.
Aye, right?
Freeholder Granados.
Yes, thank you.
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Palmieri Muedad.
I'm going to abstain from 2020-63, but aye to all the rest.
Freeholder Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Estrada.
Yes to all.
And Chairman Mirabella.
I'll abstain from 2020-78 and aye to the rest.
Chairman, you have 8 votes in the affirmative for all resolutions with the exception of 2. Resolution 2020-63, you have 7 votes in the affirmative with 1 abstention. And Resolution 2020-78 with 7 votes in the affirmative and 1 abstention.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you. We'll move on to the public comments portion. At this time, I'd like to invite the residents to come forward for the purpose of public commenting on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of Union County. Please kindly state your name and town of residence and adhere to the 5-minute time limit. And let's have a good year with positive public comment and respectful public comment. That will be terrific. I'm not looking at you. Go ahead.
Good evening. It's such a pleasure. I went to the Essex County meeting last night to the Freeholders, and they can see the future of the community cats that are needed. They are giving $25,000 to the Essex County to get trap, neuter, return, vaccinate, and manage. And it's going to be a mobile unit, and they're going to be going to every city and every town that is necessary. And they are going to continue, they have a committee on community cats. They see the vision that we need to make positive changes, as our chairperson just made. We do need to do something for Union County. That's why I'm here. The cat lady of New Jersey, that's what I call myself now, because it should be the entire state of New Jersey should be opening up your eyes like you are. You're becoming educated and no longer clueless of what is the issues that have to be addressed for our community cats. And I really applaud the chairperson. He's always giving me a positive outlook that we will be doing something. We need a professional trapper. Why? Because you'll be able to show how it saves money, you'll be able to keep accurate records, and also you will have accountability. If you start doing this one, that one, it'll be hither together, and you won't really actually see what's going on. So that's important. And please, maybe you could start a community cat committee also, because you have a lot of rescuers, a lot of feeders in Union County that would open up their arms and be dancing and saying, finally, the cat voices are being heard, and so are they, because they are struggling out there every single day with either a cat that's sick, a cat that needs to go to the vet, a cat that needs cat food. So I'm going to end this by saying thank you very much for being considerate. You're not out there. You're not on the beat. You're not seeing what's going on with these cats. If I showed you pictures, you would say, oh, Maron, I didn't realize this was going on. They are out there. They're trying their best for you. And each town chairperson should be putting in some kind of budget because they are their cats. It's not these people's cats. They're compassionate. They see these cats and they're taking care of it. So let's get together. Let's kumbaya with the cats and with me to make a difference in Union County. Let's put our residents and our community cats first. Thank you very much, and as I stated before, I am thrilled that Governor Murphy has declared the Seeing Eye as the dog of the state of New Jersey. Let's get the community cats as the cats of the state of New Jersey. Thank you, and meow, meow from all the cats.
Thank you, Ms. Gala. We appreciate that update. I certainly know that the county is working on a resolution, and as I've mentioned before, I feel it's a local issue, but we're going to be encouraging all the municipalities to join us in supporting this effort. But really, the local control of this is a municipal-run issue from my perspective. But we'll be encouraging them to reach out and do what they can on a town-by-town, borough-by-borough, township-by-township basis. We certainly, and I see that Assemblyman Holly has reached out directly to Governor Murphy to try to find a way for him to even meet and talk about this issue too. So we certainly support Assembly Holly in his efforts to bring that together and have the awareness raised at the state level. So thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. I'm very careful. Thank you. Okay, anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Freeholder Board, Bruce Patterson Garwood. I'll be respectful.
I hope so.
You know, until the time comes where you guys start doing strange things, then I'll start pointing things out. So, but I mean, today, you know, the start of the year, I really don't have any yelling to do, but I will ask again. Craig Coughlin and his law firm is getting $20,000 from the county, and of course, as Assembly Speaker, he's right above the county, and he oversees the distribution of grant monies and everything. So I'd really like to hear from County Council Barry, I mean, if this is a conflict or not, and just a blessing. I mean, I heard from Manager Open, but, you know, I'd like to hear of somebody, a legal opinion about it. Another thing, and I probably missed this, and I apologize, because I actually did come in at 6:45, where you guys started at 6:30, and I hope I didn't disrupt too much. But anyway, my question is, I guess it was advertised that it was 6:30, if somebody could just point that out to me.
Yep.
Because I apologize.
Okay.
Are all meetings starting at 6:30?
All the meetings, yeah.
All meetings?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Also, just another thing, and this is my pet peeve that I've been bringing up for a couple of years now, but Joanne Rajapi and the calendars, the county calendars, there's no little hole in those calendars. I didn't bring a calendar, unfortunately, but something's definitely wrong if you put out a wall calendar and you can't hang it on the wall.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mr. Patterson, I've noticed that myself, and that's one thing I agree with you on. So I
that's
would
it.
hope,
That's
even
it.
Joanne
Out of all the
agrees, she
things-
agrees too.
15 years I've been saying that's what you agree with.
Chairman, we can address that with the clerk at the budget hearing.
Each calendar should come with a hole puncher, maybe that would help.
I'll buy the whole punch if that's what it is.
Okay. You've brought this up before, Mr. Patterson, I remember.
Many years.
I know you have. I'm as frustrated as you are.
Well, you got to get frustrated on more than just that. You know, I'll tell you.
Oh,
But
I
anyway,
am.
Just the last, you know, I understand near the end of last year, the county, the county was hacked. I guess the computer systems were hacked. I really didn't hear any presentation that talked about if there was damage and how you were going to further the investigation or even the precautions against whatever hacking was. I don't know what it was. I just read about it somewhere. So, thank you very much.
Did you want to mention anything else? No. Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Patterson. Anyone else wishing to speak, please come forward. Okay, seeing no one, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Oh, wait, well, Freeholder comments, time out. It's in a hurry, I didn't call for a vote yet. All right, let's start with Freeholder comments, and we will start with Freeholder Williams.
Thank you, Chairman. I have news about a number of events that the county is sponsoring for Black History Month. We're hosting a series of 5 free events in celebration of Black History Month, beginning with the flag raising ceremony right in front of the Union County Courthouse at 10 a.m. on Saturday, February 1st. On Monday, the 3rd of February, there will be a production of a Langston Hughes song revival that will take place at Hamilton Stage in Rahway. Also in Rahway on Saturday, February 8th, there will be a performance of Raisin, a musical, at the main stage of the UC PAC, and Raisin is a musical version of Lorraine Hansberry's play, A Raisin in the Sun. Prior to the performance, the Freeholder Board will present the annual Chester Holmes Humanitarian Award. I believe the performance is at 7 p.m. on Saturday, February 8th. On Monday, the 10th of February, there will be an educational presentation, a Lunch and Learn event for Black History Month, and that will take place right here at the county building. And finally, on Thursday, February 13th, the public is invited to meet civil rights activist Rosa Parks in a first-person interpretation, and this will take place at Trailside Nature and Science Center up in Mountainside. If you want more information about these events, you can visit our website at ucnj.org or contact our Union County Office of Community Engagement and Diversity. That's it for me. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Kowalski.
Thank you, Chairman. If I could just mention about the some of the events that Freeholder Williams brought up. I believe these events are mainly free of charge.
Yes.
But they do require that you register ahead of time so you can be sure of a seat, so.
Yes,
you
call,
gave me
yeah.
information.
Check on our website. There's the information that you can call to make reservations. As Freeholder Kowalski said, the events are free, but there are limited tickets. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a very activity-filled month with a lot of good cultural stuff. I have some environmental issues to remind people of. If you haven't signed up to be an environmental steward of Union County, you still have time to do that. These are volunteers who receive training to create environmental initiatives in their communities. And you don't have to have any particular experience, just a willingness to pitch in and help. For more information, you can contact Michelle Backus, and she is at 732-398-5274. That's 732-398-5274. We are also supporting a Choose to Reuse campaign here across the state, and that aims at reducing single-use plastic bags in the waste stream. A number of municipalities have already banned use of plastic bags in businesses within their municipalities. Everyone can help by bringing reusable tote bags to the grocery store instead of asking for plastic bags. And of course, this year, we'll be restarting our annual series of recycling events, and that will begin on March 28th with a paper shredding event. So to keep up to date with all of the local recycling programs, you can download the free Recycle Coach app for mobile devices. It's easy to do. Even somebody my age can do it. And it sends you reminders of when you have to put out recycling and when the events are happening, so it's a very useful tool. The Recycle Coach app, you can just look it up on your device. Thank you, and that's it for me, Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Hudak.
Thank you, Chairman. First, the Union County Medical Reserves Corps are seeking volunteers who are willing to lend their skills to assist in emergencies. They're seeking adults aged 18 and older to apply for this important community service opportunity. The Medical Reserve Corps accepts current healthcare professionals, retirees, students as well as students in the healthcare fields. In addition, residents without healthcare experience can apply and receive training in emergency support services. A free CPR training course for members of the Medical Reserve Corps will be held on the 22nd of February. And if you're interested in attending, please contact the Union County Office of Health Management, 908-518-5631. At the end of 2009, there was a significant announcement regarding the Tremley Point Connector Road in Linden. The last week of December, it was reported that the final engineering design work was slated to begin soon, and a contract had been awarded for New Jersey by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority. The county has provided financial and planning support for this project for many years. In 2017, many members of this board stood with Senator Scutari and Senate President Sweeney and Linden calling for the renewal of the Transportation Trust Fund and the funding for that important project. I'm glad that we have succeeded on both fronts and have pushed this project towards the brink of construction. The connector road, when it's built, will provide access from the Turnpike interchange 12 through Carteret to over the Rawway River and into the Tremley Point section of Linden. The connector road is expected to facilitate the development of over 6 million square feet of industrial space and approximately 2,000 new jobs, according to the release. It will encourage potential development of Tremley Point as well as a freight village involving rail and barging and value-added warehouses and distribution center. It's a real major project from an economic development standpoint, but at the same time, it provides a significant safety benefit to the residents of the city of Linden, especially those who have been impacted by truck traffic on Southwood Avenue, as well as some of the major incidences that have happened in the industrial portion of Linden that have shut down those roads significantly. So it would free up those roads for more for light vehicle traffic, and while pushing trucks towards the industrial portion of the community through the turnpike. So we're very grateful to our senators for getting this done, advocating for this project. I also want to thank Amy Wagner from the Department of Economic Development, who's been a cheerleader for this, and we've gone down to Washington, D.C. to make sure funding stayed viable for this project. So I appreciate your hard work on this as well. I also just want to make a brief comment of thanks to our Public Safety Department. On a very personal level, I abstained this evening on the December 19th regular meeting. That was because midway through the agenda meeting, I received a phone call from home. My daughter went into our basement and she smelled gas, and she alerted my aunt who was with her, and they called the fire department, and they could not initially figure out what it was. The fire department eventually called in Union County Hazmat, who then eventually discerned that someone, unfortunately, in the neighborhood had dumped into the sanitary sewer, and that had, unfortunately, we won the rose and it backed into our sewer. But for Union County Hazmat, going through into the sewer lines and detecting that, that would not have been discovered. And so, on a personal level as a resident, I know they do that many times throughout the year, and also earlier in January, I believe there was a major fire in Linden, where our hazmat again was there and dispensed to deal with the major chemical incident. So we talk about our shared services and the value of through public safety, whether it's the dispatch center or it's the Union County CERT team or it's the hazmat unit or our Union County paramedic units. But it's nice to talk about them. It's nice to talk to other elected officials, talk to the public about the value these services provide. Very different to take them out of the abstract and see them in your basement, finding out about, trying to find out the origins of a chemical spill. So I'm very much appreciative of their professionalism, Director, and you have quite a team there. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder. And I want to thank you for your advocacy and leadership on the Tremblay Point traffic improvements. You certainly have had this as a focus, working Washington and in the state of New Jersey, and I want to appreciate your help too, so thank you.
Chairman, if I could also just add, the NJTPA has also had a hand in this as well.
So we thank Freeholder
of course,
Estrada, Vice
thanks
Chairman.
to the Vice Chair as well for making sure, reminding that funding stay viable for the project there as well.
Excellent. Good work, everyone. All right, thank you. Freeholder Garrettson.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Congratulations again on your first meeting success. So thank you for
Thank you, Freeholder.
for a wonderful evening tonight. But I wanted to first start by recognizing that we just had an amazing Martin Luther King weekend. I started the weekend with Freeholder Granadas. We kicked off the weekend, I think, together at Hillside.
Of course, yes.
So we were able to see just the young minds. The students of Hillside do a phenomenal job each year, but it just, again, reminds you that it's bigger than just one man, but it's truly a movement. But I was able to also spend the day with our Vice Chair Estrada, who did a phenomenal job, with Freeholders, Hudak, myself, and also, I feel like one more person was with us, right? Just three of us. But he was able to speak so eloquently in front of the governor and his administration. There was a number of dignitaries at New Hope Baptist Church, and Sergio was also supportive of the Elizabeth Coalition. So we just want to, again, recognize that you can really serve in so many different ways. I know we had a number of activities throughout the county, but we were able to not just hear a message, but actually see the work, but also understand that it's our commitment every day that we really serve, not just during one weekend, but as we continue to serve every day. That brings me into what we did this evening was with the UC STEP, recognizing the young people who had a vision with the census. The red team, I was able to watch all those videos and encourage others to look at the wonderful service that these young people were able to do. So we congratulate everyone who had a hand in trying to support the students, but just to really see that we can really come together and do a lot of impactful work. So their service was really demonstrated by the young people you got to see tonight from all over the county. I also want to recognize the month that just concluded or is going to conclude with Cervical Cancer Month. And just we think about health, but we also think about just civic engagement, and that we want to make sure that we are getting tested, make sure that we look at the different resources that are available, not just in the county, but all around, and just continue to work together and celebrate the good things that are happening. We have an important 2020, the census, we have an election, we have a lot of things that we really need to focus on. I look forward to also working with the status on the minorities, Union County status of minorities. We did appointments tonight. So we're committed to really setting a path for what can be. We know that there's a lot of minorities throughout this county, so I look forward to a progressive year, creating an agenda to share with this Freeholder Board, but most importantly, doing what we talk about during Martin Luther King weekend, and that's to serve, but also to have a voice and not just let freedom ring, but to truly understand what that means and embody it. So I thank you all for being here, and I look forward to an awesome year.
Okay, thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Boudet.
Thank you, Chair. I know someone spoke about it earlier, but I would like to pass along information regarding Board of Election poll workers. Poll workers perform an essential function in our democracy by providing voters with guidance and assistance on Election Day. In addition to providing their civic service, poll workers receive a $200 stipend for the day. If you are interested, or if you know anybody who is interested in becoming a poll worker, please contact the Board of Elections at 908-527-4120. It's a great way to get yourself involved in the voting process, which is so important. And it's never, it could be cold outside, but summer is never too far off. So I just want to remind anyone 16 years or older that we will have summer lifeguard positions available at the Ulrich Memorial Pool in Rahway River Park. To find out how to apply, call the Department of Parks and Recreation at 908-527-4101. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Granados.
Thank you very much, Chairman. I just want to make note on Martin Luther King's birthday on Monday. I joined Freeholder Williams, Freeholder Palmieri Muded, and Deputy County Manager Amy Wagner, along with plenty of our county staff and volunteers who are volunteering their time during the first annual Union County Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service. And through the hard efforts of all the volunteers, hundreds of sandwiches were made that were given to individuals who were in our shelters during Cold Blue. And also we had youth who were providing written hand cards for children who are living within Union County hospitals. And it just goes to show the true testament of not only our Union County employees, but also our Union County residents in making sure they were giving back to our community, making a difference in the lives of individuals. We had the youngest from, I think it was like 5 years old, to older individuals also who are there working together as one team and truly embodying the vision of giving back to your community. So I just want to thank all those who are participating. And also want to make mention, and I believe everybody here on the Freeholder Board wants to make mention of our Freeholder Chairman, Al Mirabella, who's being inducted to the Union County Baseball Hall of Fame at the 84th Annual Hot Stove Awards Dinner on February 9th. And I believe that deserves a big round of applause for that. It always takes great Mets fans to, be part of that Hall of Fame, so we knew that came up for
Plenty of Mets fans up here, too.
Exactly. So with that said, thank you very much,
Not
Chairman.
you. Thank you, Freeholder. Vice Chairman Estrada.
Well, yes, good evening, everyone. Just one announcement. On the 21st, which is this past Tuesday, I had the opportunity to travel to Plainfield, where Union County College was cutting a ribbon at a new addition to the campus, which was originally an old factory that not only turned out auto parts, but at the same time was a pioneer in many of very sophisticated equipment, such as MRIs and things to that effect that were being developed and built in that area in Plainfield. So I was very happy to be there. It's a very interesting area because, again, this was an abandoned building that has been now added on to the Union County College there in Plainfield. But they're having, they have new work, or I should say laboratories, to do inhalation therapy for one of them, actual physical therapy, and also they have training for EMS. Now, all of these are regular registered type programs that when the individuals graduate, they actually will have a license to do any of this. And I was joined there by Dr. McManaman, and also as well as some of the board members, as well as the administration. So it was a great tour that we had. It's really an amazing place. Hopefully this will help individuals locate jobs, because that's what's critical. What's important about it is the commitment that Union County College is doing. And at the same time, they know that, for example, I was talking to the gentleman who was in charge of the inhalation therapy, and he says in the next 2 years, they're going to have about, in the state of New Jersey, about almost 28,000 inhalation therapists retiring. So the demand for these areas of expertise are tremendous. Hopefully will open doors through many of our residents. And that completes my comments. The rest of the time I will bank for future use.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Certainly note that. I was very happy and proud to see all the freeholders participating around the county, some at multiple events on Martin Luther King Day on Monday. I was in Scotch Plains with about 200 residents that came together from Fanwood and Scotch Plains, and the First Lady joined us and had some words of inspiration, and it was a great program. So I'm thankful to all the freeholders for doing their work and being in the community celebrating. Last week, Governor Phil Murphy signed into law a bill that streamlines the adoption process for LGBTQ families and other married couples using assisted reproductive technology. I'd like to thank Governor Murphy and Senator Scutari for all our partners in the LGBTQ community for their dedication to the equal rights and equal protection of families. At a time when the states across the country are implementing laws that discriminate against LGBTQ families, it's all that much more important for New Jersey to take a firm stand on the side of equal justice. With that in mind, I would like to emphasize that there is still work to be done in terms of educating the public and ensuring that everyone knows their rights under the law. So I encourage anyone affected by this new law to attend a free public information workshop on Tuesday, February 25th at 6:30 at the Hamilton Stage in Rahway. I think Freeholder Williams and I attended a similar type Know Your Rights. I think one of the other freeholders, maybe it was Freeholder Granados and Muded, and it was nice to have legal representation and people that have the opportunity to ask questions, and this will be that kind of a forum, which is terrific. Seating is limited and registration is required, and you can visit the Office of LGBTQ Affairs online at ucnj.org/LGBTQ. One other just quick note before we take our adjournment is next week I'm looking forward to a shared services forum that we talked about and we've been advocating as individual freeholders and as a collective body to share services amongst municipalities, between municipalities, and with the County of Union. And next week there's a forum with mayors and administrators. I want to thank the county manager and the deputy county manager for their focus on this issue. It certainly is helpful for municipalities, and I'm glad we're keeping that focus on where we can share services, save dollars, and help our residents. And with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Granado, seconded by Freeholder Hudak. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great night.